Hello, my name is Blake Schultz from Buckeye Prep Sports. These are the top 5 Northwest Ohio high school football games I am most excited for week 1. A very quick disclaimer, as these will be the only conferences we are covering today, as these are the home conferences for the majority of the football teams except one. These are in no particular order, but we're going to start off with a pretty tamer one that the majority of people in Northwest Ohio will have on their top 5 list or top 10 list is Defiance Napoleon, as this is a classic game that is played at week 1 every year, Thursday, Friday, no matter what. This will always be a game to watch. The Wildcats, I would say, had the advantage on the experience side this year. Defiance is a little bit younger, I will say, by looking at their roster. Um, but no matter what, I think this is going to be a classic. Um, it pretty much always is a smash mouth football game. I expect like a 17-14 game. I don't expect too high of a score. I have the Wildcats favored by about 3.5. Another local game close to me, and that's Shawnee at Lima Central Catholic. Um, this has always been a somewhat close game throughout the years. Shawnee pulling the upset sometimes. Um, I think this is going to be a good factor for the season going in because I think Shawnee is going to do a lot better than what people expect. And I love LCC football. I love how they run LCC football over there. But I do have them as a favorite, first of all. I do think they will get the win by a slim edge in my book. This is sort of a coin flip for me, but just my brain's telling me to go LCC with this one. But this will be a really good offensive game. We'll see what Shawnee's defense brings. That's probably going to be the biggest factor, and that's why I have the edge to LCC, but I wouldn't be shocked if Shawnee pulls off the upset. I don't know how this one doesn't make the list because you have the former state champions and a very hot Salina team. Could be creating some magic here. Salina's a really good football team this year. Um, they're one of my top teams in the area. And St. Henry, of course, is the former state champions that knocked off Marion Local in that streak. I was at that game. That was a very entertaining football game for that entire first half, and then St. Henry pulled away. Um, it's definitely gonna be a battle. Um, I just don't know. I think Slime is a really good football team, but I won't know until we're out there on that football field. Um, well, we won't be, but wish I was. Um, how good of a defense Slime is gonna have going against the former state champions. I have St. Henry as a minus 10.5 point favorite. I think I said earlier on in the day. Um, wouldn't be shocked if Salina keeps this a lot closer, or maybe pulls off the upset. Now, this is probably the most controversial football game I have in this, as not a lot of people are on Carey's side. So, um, with overall them being a good football team, well, being back to the good football team they were last year, I should say. They're going to be a good football team either way, but it's just what level. Are they going to be a playoff runner like they were last year, knocking off Paulding again? Puckett, is the one Puckett brother is returning, and they're returning a whole bunch of experienced guys. They graduated some. I think it's going to be enough to at least fight with Marion Local, and I think this will be a interesting game to look out for. Now, a lot of people are expecting it to be a fight. I think it will be, but I like to be proven wrong. That's what I say for every single football game I cover. I would like to be proven wrong unless shown otherwise. The bottom line for this game is Carey if Carey can at least slow down their offense, I think they have a shot. I think they're going to be filling in some pieces, and I think they have the ability to fill in those pieces, just like years previously. This one, weirdly enough, I don't think a lot of people have, which is a really shame because Valley View is a much better much better football team than what people think. Coldwater, of course, is always going to be that smash mouth football team, and they're gonna probably pound the rock a lot this game. And Valley View is a really talented pass and attack team, from what I've saw. Um, I don't. I think I had Coldwater in the predictions, but I could be wrong. Um, it was either. I think it. Yeah, I think I had Coldwater. I could be wrong. I'd have to look back at my predictions. But either way, this is going to be a really good football game that a lot of you guys um, haven't been highlighting. So look out for this one. And that is the end of my top five Northwest Ohio high school football games. A lot of local games. That's primarily what we cover. And it's not a lot like major D1 games or anything like that. We're typically sticking to local Northwest Ohio football games. Now there is some, but we're not too experienced past, I would say, the Division Two level, as there's not a lot of Division Two football games happening a lot. I think Toledo Central Catholic is up there. I know Mommy used to be a D2 football team, but we're not experienced enough on that high of level. We're more local based. If you like this content, please go check our page out. Until next time.